I'll go.
That was my nickname. I'm still hanging on to the coattails of that nickname.
No, that's his nickname.
I'll go.
Aye. Every time anybody says something, he says, I'll go.
Aye, it was whenever the boys not having planned, I was like, I'll go.
I saw Mrs. Higgins calling you that on Facebook last week. Jason, I'll go Higgins.
I'll go. Oh, that's brilliant.
Well, I think it's coming up short there. I need to start doing the line.
No, I hear this, and Jason, you can't teach enthusiasm to come that way.
No. And big guy, so I've got obviously the hoops game. But when we're going to talk about Wednesday night.
Wednesday night,
Okay.
Joe.
Far ahead of what I'm going to do. Set it up.
Joe, Celtic are playing on Wednesday night. Liam Henderson's team.
Liam Power.
What do we reckon against the? This is the type of, if you look at the Celtics' form this season, this is the kind of game that you'll fucking struggle. You know, because Motherwell couldn't buy a result off MD. They're cannon fodder ever do. Wednesday night, I don't know. What do you reckon, Paul?
I think we're coming into a bit of form though.
Aye.
I mean, Motherwell are fucking hopeless. I mean, Mr. Barclay, the manager, whatever, but I think they're actually kicking into gear a wee bit now, and players are coming back, and the break and all that kind of thing, and you know, the incentive to go top of the league, I think, is huge. And I really don't think we'll blow that opportunity, like, you know.
No, I'm the same. It'd just be interesting to see if Griffiths gets a run out of the game to the start. I hope he does. I'd quite like to probably just see the same team that started on Saturday start Wednesday night. I don't know what you think about that.
Like. I'll be honest, if Guidetti's fit, I wouldn't have him out the team, but I would like to play two up front with him and Griffiths.
I would too.
But I just don't think it's Ronnie's kind of makeup to play that kind of team. But I don't know. But if you've got to say to me Guidetti or Griffiths, I think, as Paul says, Griffiths has got to get a run of games. It's pointless putting the guy in for 1-2 games and then taking him out again and whatever. And see, if you're doing that with all your forwards constantly, you're never going to get any. You know, you're never going to get any consistency. But
where does it leave Shepovich?
I don't know. If he's playing one up front, he's Shepovich to me is out the picture because it's Guidetti or Griffiths all day long. And I think Shepovich has got something about him. I do. But and the thing is, he's our player. Guidetti might be leaving. Guidetti might not sign. You know, and Shepovich is our player. So I don't know. It's a strange one. But as Joe mentioned earlier about Lustig with Adam Matthews, I would put Adam Matthews in the midfield and play Lustig at fullback.
Matthews playing like Beaton's role, like.
Yeah, I know he's not like he's more a right-sided player, but it's I don't know. I would put him in place of Beaton. But he's not that type of player. I know he's not the Neil Lennon type of player here. He's more getting up the wing and getting the ball in the box. But I'd play him in the midfield. I don't know, what do you think of that, Paul?
I think I don't think he will change it and stuff, but I didn't envisage Beaton being the long-term solution. I know Mulgrew's back in training now and he's looking to be fit for Ross County, and I fully expect Mulgrew to go back into that position. And certainly, I think I know Mulgrew's no greatest player and that kind of thing, but I think he protects the defence really well when he plays into that, far better than Beaton does, which is kind of criticism we gave him before. And
see, you bought in there, Paul. No, do you know another thing? See, like in Celtic circles and people I talk to, see the amount of people that rave about Beaton. We seem to be the only folk that are kind of picking faults in the boy. Everybody else in the Celtic world is raving about him, and we seem to be oddballs. I just don't see where they're coming from.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Really? All right.
I think it's just going at all ground really. I don't know. There's nothing bad about the boy, but there's nothing great either. Like it's all kind of ordinary.
Aye,
for me.
I know. But I'm just thinking if you found any other like-minded Celtic supporters, because I think everybody they rant and rave about him as if they'll beat on another cracking game. No, I didn't.
No, but he's one of them ones. I kind of forgot he was playing at one point. I was like, oh, there he is.
Aye. But it's not like the Neil Lennon forgetting he's playing when he's actually breaking down. He's doing all the...
Or like Joe Ledley or something like that. I mean, you go, fucking no, Joe Ledley does a job. I just don't know if I see what Beaton does. Apart from be a link to somebody else. I mean, which maybe is part of the job. I don't know. But I mean, like, he kind of gets it and gives it Wade or gives it to Johansson. Johansson does something, but I mean, apart from that, there doesn't seem to be any sort of like, it doesn't seem to actually have any sort of, I don't know, bite. Something I'm missing. That's all I'm saying.
Can I ask you a question? Samaras getting released from West Brom?
No.
I
like talk about it. Like, I just wanted to get your opinions.
I just don't think Samaras is anywhere near what Ronny Deila is looking to.
No.
That's why see when I read the Sean Maloney thing, I was like, not a fucking chance that's going to happen.
Get that as well.
I mean,
he's away in Chicago anyway, so.
Is he? He's away in America.
So.
Good luck to him, but you don't get back. Go back once, go back twice. Third time. That was another thing, Paul. You're Mr. Trivia. Is there anyone that signed for Celtic 3 times?
Betty Old.
Yeah.
I bet Birmingham City. Who else did they go to?
I think if I remember rightly, he was...
Maybe some amateur team they put
in.
He's
definitely been back 3 times.
Right.
And Maloney would have been the first one since then. But I wouldn't have went back for him. Maloney's I can see why we would want him and stuff, but I wouldn't have went back for him. I think we've got to be looking a wee bit younger than that, and I can see. In all seriousness, I'd like to see us start emptying a few players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just the obvious Borikters and Pookies, but people like Kyle, Tonev, Picasso. Just get rid of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Impeding younger players. There's no work. Get rid of them. Story. If they're impeding young players, even worse. But Deila definitely seems to be focused on. I know he had a meal with Gordon Strachan in December there. He seems to be a lot more focused on Scottish players now, and I'm quite keen for him to see him develop that. And I like the fact that he says, as the biggest club in Scotland today, we should be looking to try and promote the Scottish game as much as possible, and showcase some of its better players. And there are 2 or 3 good players out there that you can definitely go for.
What do you think of him coming out and apologising though for the Gary Mackay-Steven talk? Because
it's a bit. I do know a wee bit background to this, is that apparently Ronny Deila, and I've heard them saying this, right, but apparently Ronny Deila said in fucking November that the best team that we'd played was Inverness, right, in the league, and that the team with the most promising players in our league was Hamilton. To which, let's just say the Dundee United manager's response is, well, if that's the case, why do you want 3 of our players? Which, obviously Gary Mackay-Steven, Armstrong and the boy Shifty have all been inquired by Celtic. So they were a bit pissed off about that. Now, clearly, at this stage, Jackie wants to keep Gary Mackay-Steven to the end of the season. He's an integral part of their team. He's a good player and all the rest of it. Gary Mackay-Steven wants to sign for Celtic yesterday. You know what I mean? So they're in the to and fro, and I think they were just sort of throwing bullets about each other and that kind of thing. But I don't think there's any real malice or anything like that. And indeed, Jackie answered to me the both things about what I couldn't have been any nicer to them, and was really respectful and stuff. So I think it's a wee bit of phony war. And I also think that the kind of unofficial spokesman of Dundee United, who's obviously Jim Spence, has continually said there's a completely cordial relationship with the players and that, and Celtic and Dundee United and the managers and stuff. So there's not really much into it. I know I've seen a few journalists accusing Jackie of being precious and all that kind of thing, but I just think what Jackie was saying was you shouldn't have spoken about our players in the media while he was still our player, basically.
I kind of agree with what McNamara said in a way, but I think Ronny Deila apologised. I think that was excellent to him as well.
I thought the same thing.
Just what you said, Joe. I kind of like it takes a wee bit for someone in a managerial position that Ronny Deila's in, with the biggest club in the country. They turn around and say, "Look, I'm really sorry. I'll need to learn from this. Yeah. It's a learning experience, and I shouldn't have said it." And I was like, "Brilliant, mate." Happy days.
But he also made the point of saying that when he was at Strum's Godset that everybody wanted his players, so he he was probably. Obviously, he's been in Jackie's position there. I mean, so it's kind of like, to say, sorry about that. It didn't mean to fucking crush your wings, but I mean, sorry about that. And I like that. I like that said to Ronny Deila. I mean,
and he's getting up the journalist noses because he doesn't give a shit about them.
No.
And I love his wee celebrations at the end of the games with the fans, and I'm warming the guy a lot. I'm not entirely sold on his system.
I know. I
would like if two guys up front, but
you could be as quietly charismatic as you want, but for fuck's sake, get results.
Aye, but it's like at the end of the day, you put a faith in him. He knows a hell of a lot more about football than I do. He's trying to bring a new brand of football to Celtic, something we haven't seen. And the thing I'm getting for even some of my pals and that on Facebook, and some of my pals, they're good guys, I really like them, but they couldn't spell Celtic. Some of these guys, the last time they went was 10 years ago at Celtic games, and they're actually physically raging with Ronny Deila on Facebook. I was like, how ironic is this shit? I mean, what Celtic mean? I went on a night out with one of them a few weeks ago, and I said, so why are you not getting a season ticket and start coming to the games with me? Well, why are you getting digs in at me like this? I was like, I'm not getting digs in, I'm just telling you, don't support Celtic. You support the pub. You don't support Celtic. And then they're telling you about Ronny Deila's not playing football the Celtic way.
Oh,
and that was the thing. What is this mythical Celtic way you talk about?
It's called winning. It's called winning.
Aye, exactly. Is it Lou Macari Celtic way? Is it? We've said this before on the show.
See what I would say about that though. What I would say maybe to that is I don't think Celtic's playing the Ronny Deila way yet.
Oh no, I totally agree.
I kind of agree with you, Harper.
Totally agree.
That I suppose should be what the Celtic way is what Ronny Deila has described to us as his way. I don't think we're seeing that yet. I think he would be the first to admit that.
I think that's the thing that Ronny Deila has, though. We all kind of feel like the check is in the mail. You know what I mean? Like it's coming. There's something there that makes you feel like whatever he's doing is gradually working. That's what I feel anyway.
I do as well, Joe. I do, and I'm right behind the guy. And it's like. What's that? It's just
my belief in the guy comes from his belief in himself. I mean, he just seems so assured.
Yeah.
And he just nothing bothers him. I mean, he doesn't go on about fucking things that happen in the game unless they happen to his team. I mean, he sat there at Ibrox there on Friday. Not a single fuck was given. Right in the middle of the fucking director's box. Not a fucking care in the world. And I like that about him. Do you know what I mean? I've met the guy twice and he's been exactly the same. He's assured. He's a really nice guy, but he's confident in what he's doing. And he is trying to change the philosophy. He's trying to implement a new way. Playing for Celtic, something that will, drive us to keep us in good stead for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And the bottom line is, the real story is that people should understand this. Is if Ronny Deila gets it right, and I fully expect him to get it right, then he's created a new team of young players who have all won right at the time when we're going for 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row.
Yeah.
And you can't fucking underestimate what that will do. I sort of talked about somebody, I think, I saw a thread on somebody posted on follow, and it was, what will you do? The question that had been posed by one of the Huns was, what will you do if we stop Celtic winning 10 in a row? And it was all these things about how they would celebrate and all that kind of thing.
Oh. What's that?
What's happening there? That was me, sorry. I took my earphones out. Sorry.
And, you could see already the desperation in their words, that they're absolutely fucking dreading it. And I said before, and I'll say again, if you'd told me when we stopped it in 98 that within 20 years we'll have done it, would never have believed you, but you know what? We'll never get a better chance.
Exactly, Paul. I think you're right there because, I think Ronny Deila is probably well aware. He's just like a very clued in guy. He's well aware that he has a dynasty on his hands, right?
Oh, yeah.
A legacy to beyond legacies, right? And he's right on the